So it's the weekend, and you've been thinking around ways in which you're going to make her really know who you are and what you're made of. Tonight, you've said she's going to call all your three names. All right? Only that, bad luck would have it, and then you'll perform so spectacularly dismally that she'll barely even get to mutter the first letter of your name. Good evening. My name is Eric, and this is Eric's Stories. If you're new here, thank you so much for choosing to hang out with me. Eric's Stories is about two adults, you and I, sitting around every weeknight and trying to make sense of difficult conversation around relationships and sex and even money and issues of adult life between women and the men who love them. So thank you. I value all of your feedback and your perspective. Please don't hold it back. I am on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and all of my DMs are open in there. If you're new, you can hopefully find the time to watch some of these material. I have a whole lot of conversations that I've had with you. So just, acquaint yourself with my work and let me know what you think, right? Let me know what you think. What causes lousy sex? That's the conversation I want us to have this Friday, all right? Because look, not everybody's happy in the bedroom. I'm sure you are a warrior yourself. You're like, oh, not me. I don't need that, Eric. Thanks. How do you even spell lousy? Lousy, A-P-Q. Well, that is amazing and good for you. Not everyone is happy in the bedroom, truly. I read an interesting report once. They're saying over 90 something percent of women have never achieved the big goal in heterosexual relationships. But when you speak with men, there's a gulf of difference between how men self-praise. Tall tales about how he made Wampo sleep. Emma said that day, oh yeah, that chick conked out, bana. I performed, eh? That day, that chick, she was just barely opening her eyes and saying, water. So I'm like, water, water. That day I performed. Now, true, you may have performed with Moambo. True, all right? At least your version. Is that also her version? Oh my goodness me. So what would you say is the cause of lousiness in the sack? I think that's important. It's an important conversation to have. And as always, I don't speak with you from a place of having figured life out. No, 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 no. I think if one of my exes were to do a web series about our relationship, you'd probably go like, Koi! So I'm speaking with you from a place of wanting to learn and to grow as well and to become better. My hope is that at the tail of it all, I can be able to make Mrs. Omondi in the future very happy, both in the kitchen and in the bedroom and in the bank. Yes, in the bank, please. Yes, yes. I can almost hear her saying, yeah, yes, in the bank, baby. Oh, my goodness me. So first and foremost, I think causes of lousy sex would have a lot to do with how we think sex, great sex is for us. All right. So I think it's very important to first and foremost identify what great sex is for you individually as Andrew. Yes, you, Andrew. What does it mean? What qualifies as good sex or bad sex for you? Because I'm learning that sex is very subjective. It really is. It really is. And knowing what good sex is for you humbles you so that you know that while you may have conked out Wambo, true, maybe you did, but you are not a warrior for everybody. Sarah, on the other hand, is going to ask you, rather make you drink lots of water because she's going to give you a run for your money. You are lucky you are the fire for Wambo, but Sarah is going to be your water that is going to put off that fire. Okay? So it's very subjective. Sex is very subjective. It worked amazing for you and Wambo, and every day she'd conk out, but now you're married to Helen, who just stares into the city limits or the horizon, wondering in her mind what it is you just did. And you're thinking, oh my goodness, this stuff used to work for Wambo. It doesn't work for Helen. So it's very important to identify and hopefully bring it in conversation between the two of you about what you think is great sex for each one of you individually. Then you start tweaking, I think. When there's mismatch in expectation and these idealistic thinking around what good sex is, and so that because it worked for Geoffrey, it would work for Thomas, you have another thing coming, you do. Second of all, I think it's important, rather, it's not good sex when just one of you or one of the partners is satisfied. I think it's very important that both of you should feel regularly satisfied for the experience to exit the bad sex category. It's very important that both of you are regularly happy, all right? You know, thinking sex is over because you've climaxed is another sign of lousy sex. You are off, so it's done, and you had an amazing sex. Not only you had an amazing sex, Philip, you, yes, you, she didn't. She was waiting, telling you to wait. She was telling you, don't do that, wait, just hold on. And then you went and enjoyed yourself and got off. Imagine going to a football game or to the movies, all right, with your significant other, where only you get inside the arena to watch the movie or the play live with them waiting outside. Just imagine you've gone to the biggest arena, maybe you're an Arsenal supporter, you and your girlfriend or your wife, and then she waits outside as you're inside watching the game. Really unfair, isn't it? So I think that's exactly the analogy we could use when you've gotten off and you're rolling over to sleep and she hasn't. All right? A lot of men would have to make do in that arena, you know, of finishing and thinking it's done. No, it's not done when you're finished. It's done when you're both finished. Poor or no foreplay is another cause of lousy sex, all right? Don't go right for the goal, gents. Women don't seem to like that. They've said it. Some maybe are shy, haven't told you, but a lot of research suggests that you want to spend a lot of time on the outer course before you reach for the intercourse, all right? So take your time. Avoid romps and fast-based movements. You know, take your time. She's there. She's agreed. Amekubali. She's there. She's not running away. She's not going anywhere. All right? So just take your time. Don't rush it. They don't like it rushed. It's a story. Tell it. Let it have a genesis and the body of work. And then conclusion. Don't conclude at the start. All right? So I've had tons of complaints, and even when I was dating, you know, around, for some reason, men just don't want to take their time in that area. They don't want to take their time there. They just want to reach for the gold. And women don't appreciate that. All right? So maybe something to slow down on. All right? Yeah, try it this weekend. Remember, sex is a skill, something that you and I can learn and hone over time. So you want to start by identifying your problem areas, what it is you're lousy at, and then you proceed to solve them. Say if you're one of those people who wants to always get in, like, hang on, babe, just deal with my neck first. You're like, and then with the same speed you got in, you're also coming out. Horrible. Sleep with people you like. I always say this. Maybe this is just one of my own. But for the simple reason that if you sleep with somebody you like and somebody who likes you back, sex being what it is, a very intimate thing that requires you to speak about things that are so intimate to you, it's better if you do it with somebody you like. If you do it with somebody just for the sake of it, somebody you met in the club or some random person, it's like shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, remember, not only is your best or worst physical traits on full display, yeah, but it also requires that you reveal your deepest, most intimate secrets about things that say turn you on and things that you want done in your body. So maybe choose somebody who likes you and somebody you like as well. It goes a long way. If you don't like somebody, you will be very perfunctory. You know, think about it. You're like, I don't even care. So you won't put your best foot forward. We have the prognosis. How do we fix this? Are there ways to fix lousy lays, or are we done for? I think there are. I thought about this. Failure to communicate with your significant other is one of the easiest paths to bad sex. Okay? And it's easy because they do not know what you want and you're not saying it. Think about this. You go to a restaurant, your favorite restaurant, right? You sit down, or even a new restaurant, you sit down And then the waiter comes, and then you just look at the waiter like this. You're not saying anything. You're not saying anything. Why? Because you expect the waiter to know exactly what you want and how you want it. How do you think that will go? Joachim, how will that go? You're just like, the waiter like, so what do you want? You're like, you're supposed to know. That's interesting. It's not going to go well. So in the same manner, sexual fulfillment cannot be left to be automatic. It cannot. I think it's a big lie that somebody who loves you should know what you want. No, they shouldn't. They are not mind readers. You can't expect your partner to be a mind reader. I mean, you go to a restaurant and say, I need an omelette. It shouldn't be runny, or I want it scrambled, or I want it, whatever it is you want your omelets done. We say that in restaurants. We are very specific. So I think a way to fix lousy sex is to exercise specificity. What do you want? How do you want it? When do you want it? We are the only animals on planet Earth with a mouth. We can speak. It's a shame we don't do it. All right? So don't go to the restaurant, which is your bedroom, and expect him or her to know what you want. Say it. You see why it's important to marry or date somebody you like? Because they won't get offended if you tell them, and they'll be looking to please you as you'll be looking to please them, and it's easier to say. If you don't like them, they're like, nyamaza, just take it the way I'm giving it to you. All right. Another thing I think can be done to fix lousy sex is understand your partner's nonverbal cues. I mean, sometimes you just look at her, she's walked into the house, you're like, oh my goodness, it's one of those days. I'm going to run our bath, and then I'll make her something to eat, and then I'm just going to let her sleep. I'm not going to try nothing, maybe tomorrow. She had a long, lousy day. I can see it. So I'm not going to derail her with attempts on her twins, because what she's going to be doing is slapping your hand. Like, so you don't want that. So refrain when they are clearly not in the mood, right? You want to be a sport. You're like, I can see you, Helen. You're not in the mood. I know that look. So good night. I love you. Mwah. What other way you think, or things you think, we do that cause us to be lousy lays? Share with me. I also want to learn. Good evening. My name is Eric. The other one is Omondi. Have a lovely, lovely night. And God bless you. Speak soon. Bye.